Good day. In this video, we will review the steps needed to create a model segment set. As indicated in our previous video, this is often the first step in the modeling of network deterioration. In JunoViewer, there are two methods for creating an empty model segment set. The first method is quite simple and uses fixed segment lengths to break up your network into shorter modeling segments. The second method is more complex and uses a set of rules to create a modeling set consisting of uniform segments based on rules related to condition, surface type, etc. To use this second method, you first have to set up the rule base that specifies when uniform segments will start and end and what their maximum and minimum allowed lengths are. This is a more complex topic and we will not be handling this second method in this introductory video series. Instead, we are going to illustrate how to break up your network into fixed segment lengths just to get the modeling process started. To get started with this step and create an empty ForwardWorks program using fixed segment lengths, go to the Tools menu and then select Create Segment Set. So let's go and do that now. So here I am in JunoViewer, and I'm going to go to the Tools menu and to the element here at the top that says Create Segment Set. It will ask me to select the network that I want to be working on, and for this tutorial series I will always be working in our network called Network A. You will of course have a network name based on your actual network condition. And for this network, I'm just going to use segment lengths of 500 meters. So I'm going to break my network into 500 meter segments. Let's look at the options that are available to us. First of all, we can select whether or not to round segments to the chosen length. I recommend always to use this option. Let's look at what that option means. So let's say we have a segment and that segment has got a length of 3,220 meters or 3.22 kilometers. What we want to do now is to break up that segment into 500 meter lengths. Now that box that asks whether to round the segment to the chosen length means that if you have a section on your network that starts, for example, with at a location other than 0, then if you are just going to break it up in 500 meter lengths, you will end up with sections starting at 233 7th and ending off at 733 and so forth in 500 meter increments. So that these numbers are not very nice to understand where you are on your network. So if you tick that box, that first box in the option, that is this box over here, then what that means is that instead of your network being broken up like this, it will actually go and round this first segment so that it will make it shorter and end at the length that you have chosen to break your network up in. So that's just a convenient way for you to get more engineering-like numbers for start and end locations for your segments. The second option here asks whether you want to split the segments by lane. Now, in order to do that, you first have to have a defined lane segment set. That means you have to define where are each of the lane segments on your network. You will do that under the data menu under lane segments. However, for this introductory video series, we are not going to look at that in detail. So I'm going to not select this option, but I'm going to create just a centerline set for this example. The third option here asks us whether or not to join short lengths in preceding segments. I also recommend that you always check this box. Now what that box means is that if you have a segment like this, which starts at 0 and ends at kilometer 3.22, if you are breaking up your section in 500 meter segments, then you can see at the end here, you're going to end up with a very short segment, only 220 meters long. So if you check that third box, then that means that this short little segment at the end will automatically be joined into the preceding segment so that you will get a longer segment at the end. And that is what that final checkbox in this option list means. So I recommend that you also keep that box checked. Now you've got two options here. You can either download the result as an Excel file, but since we want to actually start using this segment set to do modeling on, we are going to choose the option to add the result into your database as a new ForwardWorks program. So we go ahead and click on this button, and it's going to ask us for a version code. I'm just going to use the code AA demo. And if I click on this, JunoViewer will create that segment set as a new ForwardWorks program in the ForwardWorks program table. Let's go and look at that ForwardWorks program. So we go to the data menu and we go to ForwardWorks program and segment sets. And if I go to my network A, I can see all the ForwardWorks programs that I've got available, and I'm going to select this one called AA demo, and I can either just look at the top 50 rows, or if I want to, I can actually download this ForwardWorks program as an Excel file. So let's go ahead and download this file and have a look at it. So here I've got the file downloaded from JunoViewer, and you'll see that JunoViewer has created for you an ID column. There's a column with comments. Currently there's no comments there, so you can just ignore that column. And there's also a field comments sheet. So any field comments that have been added on specific treatment links in the past, if this is an operational ForwardWorks program, you would be able to just click on this link and it will take you to any field comments on this sheet automatically. However, for our purposes, we can ignore this field comment sheet and also this column with the comments in. So the columns you are interested in are mainly the area group name. The section name will be the area group name. And then the area name is concatenated from the section name, the section ID, and the start and end location automatically. And you can see that apart from this identification columns, there's no other information in this empty segment set. There's no treatments, there's no information about the current condition on those segments and so forth. So that's the next step that we're going to be doing, is to create some data join parameters and join some of the data in our database into this ForwardWorks program in order for our model to utilize that. So now that you know how to create a modeling segment set that covers your network and how to export and inspect that segment set. So in our next video, we will show you how to extract or join data values from your database into the segment set so that your model can make use of those values. If you would like to learn more about JunoViewer's powerful modeling framework, or if you would like to receive notification emails for new videos such as this one, then email us today at info@lonrix.com.